Gaming Bolt presents top 15 reoccurring bosses in video games. Bosses throughout the history of games have varied greatly. Some are hopeless battles and can't be beaten. Others are pushovers or anticlimactic, dying before the fight ever really gets going. However, there is that special kind of boss that just can't be kept down, appearing again and again regardless of how often death comes calling. Take a look at the top 15 reoccurring bosses in video games, whether it's in the same game or throughout a franchise. Panzer Soldat, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and 3 Zombies. You know the forces of evil aren't messing around when they send a zombie in power armor after you. The Panzer Soldat appears in the Origins map for Call of Duty Black Ops 2's Apocalypse DLC with a flamethrower, jetpack, and grappling claw. It subsequently reemerges in DLC for Black Ops 3 with an electric arm of sorts. Regardless of where he appears, he's hard to kill. Ocelot, Metal Gear Solid. Of the many characters in the Metal Gear Solid series, few are as battle-worn as Revolver Ocelot. First appearing in Metal Gear Solid 3 as Naked Snake's punching bag, Ocelot quickly rose to fame by joining Big Boss. His villainous turn came in Metal Gear Solid 1, presenting a tough initial fight to Solid Snake with his ricocheting bullets. Even with his arm sliced off in a sort of split personality with Liquid Snake, Ocelot would fight to the very end in Metal Gear Solid 4. Wolf O'Donnell, Star Fox. Introduced in Star Fox 64, Wolf O'Donnell and the Star Wolf Squadron are a constant thorn in Star Fox's side. From the epic battle on Venom against the Wolfen 2 in Star Fox 64 to his pursuits in Star Fox Assault and Star Fox Zero, Wolf O'Donnell has shown himself to be a persistently vicious fighter who will stop at nothing to beat Fox McCloud. Wild Dog, Time Crisis. Wild Dog has been in every single major Time Crisis title since the beginning. Even if he doesn't present the biggest challenge, Wild Dog survives almost everything. Explosions, helicopter crashes, blowing himself up 4 times. Seemingly nothing can kill Wild Dog, though he hasn't been seen since Time Crisis 5. He'll be back though, just wait and see. Metal Sonic, Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic's metallic doppelganger first debuted in Sonic CD as part of a fairly challenging race on Stardust Speedway. Metal Sonic makes appearances in Triple Trouble, Knuckles Chaotix, Sonic the Fighters, Sonic R, and Sonic Adventure before assuming a major antagonistic role in Sonic Heroes. That's of course not including other minor appearances in future titles like Sonic Generations and Sonic Boom. Sure, he may not have showcased the sheer badassery of his animated movie Avatar, but Metal Sonic is still iconic in the Sonic universe. Bass, Mega Man and Mega Man Battle Network. Debuting in Mega Man 7, Bass is as sneaky as he is tough. Regardless of all the times Mega Man emerges victorious, Bass just keeps coming back, appearing again in Mega Man 8 and 10. Bass is an even bigger pain to battle in the Mega Man Battle Network series, seemingly resurrecting again and again. Scarecrow, Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham Knight. Scarecrow has always been an intriguing boss in the Batman Arkham series. In Arkham Asylum, his nightmare missions were an intriguing mix of stealth and 2D platforming. While only having an Easter egg in Arkham City, Scarecrow would serve as the main antagonist in Arkham Knight. He doused the city with fear toxin, kidnapping Barbara Gordon, and pretty much sent an entire militia after the Dark Knight before threatening to expose his secret identity. Pyramid Head, Silent Hill. Good old Triangle Face is one tough cookie to kill. Having made appearances throughout the series, Pyramid Head's introduction in Silent Hill 2 is undoubtedly his most memorable. Carrying around a huge knife, murdering other monsters, and committing various deviant acts. Pyramid Head isn't even killed by protagonist James Sunderland. A pair of Pyramid Heads die by committing suicide. He's far from gone though, reappearing in Silent Hill Homecoming and Book of Memories. Ridley, Metroid. Samus's arch-enemy Ridley is the leader of the Space Pirates, which is hilarious when you get a good look at him. Ridley is as difficult to put down as he is to keep down. In the original Famicom version of Metroid, Ridley's fireballs were capable of different trajectories and couldn't be destroyed. The NES version made him slightly easier, but in Super Metroid, he's nearly unbeatable in the first fight. Don't even get us started on his Metroid Prime form. And no, he never really stays dead. Death, Castlevania. Death comes for all. Death is that one boss who gives you a hard time in nearly every Castlevania game. He's tough as nails in the first game on the NES, with his scythes and his homing attacks, somewhat less annoying in Castlevania 3, and infuriating in Portrait of Ruin when teaming up with Dracula. One thing's for sure though, it's always interesting to see what Konami does next with death. The Tank, Left 4 Dead. You may have bad memories of just about every zombie in Left 4 Dead, from the jockey to the hunter. However, they all pale in comparison to when the tank's music starts. No matter the game, a tank is hard to take down without sustained firing efforts from all members of your team. On higher difficulties, it's essential to prioritize explosive and shotgun damage as soon as the tank appears to stand a chance of survival. Dark Samus, Metroid Prime. Oftentimes, Samus's worst enemy can be herself. This was evident when fighting the SAX in Metroid Fusion, but it's worse with Dark Samus. Debuting in Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, Dark Samus is fast and keeps acquiring newer, deadlier abilities. The battle with her in Metroid Prime 3 Corruption is even tougher since she can outright kill Samus with Phazon Corruption, and that's before eventually merging with Aurora Unit 313. Ganon, The Legend of Zelda. Like Zelda, the Triforce, and the Master Sword, Ganon is one of those ever-present elements in The Legend of Zelda. His difficulty is varied throughout time. In A Link to the Past, he was a task and a half, even with upgraded swords and health. Then you have Calamity Ganon, who can annihilate Link if he doesn't gear up properly. Whatever the case may be, Ganon will never truly fade away. Shao Kahn, Mortal Kombat. First appearing in Mortal Kombat 2, Shao Kahn was many a fighting game fan's first encounter with the concept of despair. Boasting high damage, staggering attacks, and unblockables, Shao Kahn was the very essence of broken. He's since appeared throughout the series in some form or another, showcasing his absolute brutality whenever possible. Tyrant, Resident Evil. Does the Tyrant ever really die? In many Resident Evil games, there's always that one Tyrant that just refuses to go down. Take the one from Code Veronica, who could be annihilated with acid grenades but eventually re-emerged in the cargo plane, and could only be ejected, not killed, by launching huge crates at him. The Tyrant has seen several variations throughout the series, and regardless of how many times they're destroyed, a new one inevitably emerges to torment our heroes. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at Gaming Vault, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.